hear me? Is it fine? This one fine? Yeah, this one is fine. I think I'll use this one. How do I switch off this one?
It doesn't have a switch, this one.
I was looking for it. Okay.
I think it's
No, it's fine.
said you started at 10.
Yeah. Colleagues, good morning. We're about to start. Colleagues, good morning. My name is Chumane Waqa. Responsible for special projects here at CPUT. Those who were here with us yesterday, I welcome you back, our entrepreneurs. I also want to extend a special welcome to everyone. Of course, that's not my role to welcome. My role today is basically to just ensure that there's no traffic and that everyone gets an opportunity to speak. So I'll be directing the program. We have started a bit late, but I will try and ensure that we don't finish late. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Ms. Mkhasi. Ms. Mkhasi, in the absence of the Vice Chancellor, who would have loved to be here, Prof. Nhlapho, Ms. Mkhasi will take the honor of welcoming everyone. Thank you so much.
Very good morning, everyone. Good morning to stakeholders from Yaei. I can't pronounce it all. I like the Yaei part of things. Good morning to stakeholders from Absa. Good morning to stakeholders from the industry. And most importantly, to the entrepreneurs, because this is all for you. Mine is very simple. It's to say welcome home, welcome to CPUT. And yesterday was kicked off very well. I attended the program and very exciting program. So welcome. Let us continue these activities. As a university, we support entrepreneurship, not only for our students, but to also collaborate with other entrepreneurs. So when we're able to bring all these entrepreneurs under one roof and share their experiences, share the networks, because in entrepreneurship, you need networks. So let us continue working well together. And please do keep in touch with us. Follow us on our social media pages to see what other activities we're doing as we continue in the strides of ending poverty, solving unemployment, improving the economy of the country, the only way we know how, and that is through entrepreneurship. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mkhasi. That was short and sweet, helping me enough at the time. I know the CEO of Yaei is here. I would like us to welcome him as well without wasting any more of our time. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Risuna Maluleke.
Molweni Kappa. Molweni. Are you guys not excited to be here? Yes, do that. Let's clap, you know. I think because It seems like you're a great audience. It's getting hot here. Let me just put this aside. To the program director from our host partner, Mr. Ukumani, to my executive, I know Vio is here, came with him today. Linda, and then Kensani, and the team collectively, that is this site. And I would like to also further extend greetings to our university host partners, the university leadership. Please do pass my greetings to the executive and particularly yourself, Mam Khasi and Umhlekazi Kumani. I would like to greet our colleagues from Absa present here. I know there's the regional manager, and I also had an engagement with the enterprise development specialists, and I've greeted everyone from our partners there. And I'd like to also extend our greetings to the WNRC colleagues. I know Christine is here. And finally, I would like to say to all the different stakeholders and the entrepreneurs that are present here, greetings and good morning. Yeah, you can respond. It's good. Yeah. People must not be afraid of speaking. You know, we are here to speak. I think the program director made it clear that his responsibility is to ensure that everyone gets to speak. You know? So as and when you get a chance, you must respond. Colleagues, today we gather here in the mother city under the Yaei times Absa Youth Entrepreneurship Program. And this program is centered around creating entrepreneurial pathways through financial inclusion for the youth and building sustainable enterprises in Africa. While on this journey, we understand very well that youth entrepreneurship is not just about a pathway to success, but it is a journey of innovation. It is a journey of creativity and resilience that is expected from each one of those that undertake it. As such, in our continued efforts, colleagues, we are not going to merely provide skills and knowledge to the entrepreneurs. We are going to foster an environment where dreams can take flight by providing organized knowledge and strategic entrepreneurial support for the young entrepreneurs who get to participate therein. I think it is important and worth emphasis, Mona Lisa, that the Yaei Times Entrepreneurship, Youth Entrepreneurship Program is not just an initiative, but it is a well-structured ecosystem, and hence we focus more on strategic partnership. It is a well-structured ecosystem aimed at empowering youth to transform ideas into reality, to solve problems, and to create opportunities for themselves and the communities that they come from. It's more than just starting businesses, but it is about nurturing the mindset of perseverance, adaptability, and leadership. Now, to give a bit of more context to everyone who's here, is that this particular program starts with the Youth Entrepreneurship Tour, which is the reason we are here. And under the Youth Entrepreneurship Tour, we have, of course, what we call the Youth Innovation Challenge. And I'm sure some of you were pitching yesterday. Are there those who were pitching yesterday here? Yes. You know. And we find ourselves, at least in the Western Cape, which is the 6th province of this particular tour. We've been touring for the past 1 month and a half. So you can understand how much the team has been running around, covering 6 provinces, at least in that particular period. I think they deserve a round of applause. If you don't give them, they are going to fight me. Now, post the tour and the innovation challenge, what is going to follow is a youth entrepreneurship skills program that is fully funded. So what we get to do is to select about 30 entrepreneurs per province. And from that 30, what we're going to have is about 5 who are the innovators that are going to be announced today. And I'm sure now the suspense is killing a number of you in here. And then we're going to select a further 25 that are going to then participate in that particular skills program. And I think today in the morning, I just received a bit of briefing. I don't know the names of the people who have won. So they were just telling me that yesterday the innovators that were pitching really cooked. So I think you deserve a round of applause for that. Now, like many of you, dear entrepreneurs, every successful entrepreneur was started with just a dream, a vision of what could be. But that dream doesn't come to life without challenges. They have been faced with failures, they've made a lot of mistakes, and encountered obstacles that seemed insurmountable at most times. But through these experiences, they have very well learned invaluable lessons. To highlight some of the lessons, at least from my own perspective, and I'm sure it's shared lessons even from other entrepreneurs' perspective. First, I learned the power of resilience, that failure is not the end of the journey, but it is a stepping stone. Every setback that I've encountered has taught me something new, something that helped me to refine my approach and strengthen my resolve. So you must never think that when you experience an obstacle, it is just the end of that particular journey. There is possibilities ahead of whatever obstacle that you may come across. Second, I learned the importance of passion. If we wake up in the morning and love what we do, it stops being work and it becomes part of our day-to-day living. When you're truly passionate about your vision, that passion then fuels resilience and perseverance. It keeps you going when the going even gets tough, and it inspires others to join you on the journey. So when they see that you're not quitting, that is how you're able to now even attract positive energy around you and those that want to push that particular dream with you. And then lastly on these lessons, not to dwell on a lot of them, I learned that continuous learning is crucial. And I'm happy that we find ourselves at an institution of higher learning today, at least. Even from my end, based on the kind of work and the business that I find myself in, I am pursuing my studies further, of which I am currently doing a master's in entrepreneurship at Wits Business School. The world, thank you so much. As you clap, I think I'm going to finish it. You are inspiring me to finish it as soon as possible. Yes, I'm going to complete. I needed that energy, The world is always changing. And as entrepreneurs, we must always be adaptable. So your ability to be adaptable depends on the kind of knowledge that you have as an individual. So you need as much knowledge so that it's about maneuvering, into the different systematic forces that you may come across. So it is important that you continue to pursue a knowledge. You must always stay curious, formally or not, seek out new knowledge and be willing to evolve as the times change. I'd like to further say to young entrepreneurs here today, the path that you have chosen is not an easy one at all, but that does not mean you must not undertake it. But it is immensely rewarding at the end and as you go. You have the potential to create something that can change the world, and particularly the communities that you come from. And each one of us know where we come from, And some of us, as we get back to our communities, we look at the communities and we say, this is not the kind of community I want my children to grow up in, you understand? And as you get to then create these new solutions, you are then able to resolve those kinds of problems that you then come across in those respective communities. Now, embrace the challenges ahead of you. It is quite important. I must say that there are opportunities in disguise. So as they emerge and you emerge upper, it means that you're going to find something incredible ahead of that. Your ideas, your creativity, and your determination are the keys to your success. Remember, success doesn't come overnight. Most of us are sold to, the lavish life of people that, are successful and all those things. But what is quite interesting, and sometimes that we get to neglect, is the fact that a 20-year-old cannot wish to compete with the life of a 30-year-old that they see on social media, because there's a 20-year gap. It means that there's a lot that they've got to cover in those 20 years. So your success is not going to come overnight. Those that are successful today had to put in hours, you know. And in some instances, some of you get discouraged because there are those that you think are not putting in hours, but are becoming successful. I must say that if you become successful in not so good ways or in unethical ways, it is going to catch up with you as well. So don't rush. Make sure that you pace yourself, and better days are always going to be ahead of you. Every step that you take, no matter how small, it brings you closer to the goal. So every day we wake up and we keep trying. So the motto should be that we wake up and keep going like we know no disappointment. Because as life happens, we are going to be disappointed, either by ourselves, and I think that is something that we all don't pay attention to, that you are going to disappoint yourself. You know? You're going to do some things where you're like, yeah, there I messed up. But secondly, you are going to be disappointed by others. But finally, you also get to disappoint other people. But at each and every juncture, you need to get up and move like you know no disappointment. Now, I urge you to keep pushing forward even when things get tough. Believe in your vision and don't be afraid to take risks. If you remain committed, dear entrepreneurs, I can assure you that through this particular program, and of course in partnership with the different stakeholders, including the university, we are going to equip you with tools that will turn your passions into ventures and to navigate the challenges that come your way. Remember, as I've said, that every entrepreneur started with just a vision or a dream of what could be. Your unique perspective and ambitions are the driving forces that will shape the future that you want to harness. Embrace the learning journey, collaborate with others, and never underestimate the power of your ideas, because every story matters. Now, I think I should say, Mam Khasi, that collaboration, as you've said to me yesterday as well when we were talking, that you are affirming that in actual fact it's the new form of innovation. I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the Young African Entrepreneurs Institute and Absa for opening the doors of the university for collaboration, that Yaei and Absa get to partner with the university through this particular initiative. And of course, particularly from your partnerships office in the faculty there, but even at large, the university. And I want to say that do pass our message of gratitude to the university at large for this collaboration. Colleagues and dear entrepreneurs, I would like us to seize this moment to inspire and support one another. Together we can build a vibrant community of young entrepreneurs and sustainable enterprises ready to make their mark in South Africa, and of course, particularly in the Western Cape that we are here, and the world at large. You, my dear friends, are indeed the forces for good. Nzakenza, enkosi.
If you are not taking notes, you missed out. If you are not taking notes, colleagues, you missed out. I did. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a very powerful speech. Your ability to adapt depends on the knowledge that you have. One thing that is constant in life is change. It's the only thing that is proven to be constant. It's change. So your ability to adapt, continue acquiring knowledge, I got that one. Every step that you take brings you closer to your goal. Every step that you take, it brings you closer to your goal. Commitment will get you started, but with consistency, you'll be able to finish. So thank you very much, Seth. That was very powerful. So to continue, colleagues, with our program, we have got a message of support from the anchor partner, which is Chantel Mohamed, the area segment manager in relationship banking from Absa.
Thank you, everybody. Oh, that was beautiful. I was just drinking in every single word that you have shared, and you were speaking to my heart, and my heart is also everyone that is sitting here, because the youth of today is our presidents of tomorrow. It is our large business owners of tomorrow. It is our ambassadors. It is the people that is going to contribute to our economy. So every single word, Mr. Maluleke, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. God bless you. So today I'm going to be speaking to you the other side of the coin, and that is how Absa is involved in terms of Yaei, how they're supporting this institution along with yourselves. So what is Absa's strategic positioning? It's just 3 pointers that I want to make. So I'm going to start off with that. So this is very dear to my heart. And if you can note, Absa's red. We come with a heart. We are family. You are family. When you walk in at one of our offices, you are part of us. And we stand strong by that. So what I'm sharing with you now is our purpose. And each one of our team members and colleagues stand by this. And I'll share it with you now. Our purpose is, and just listen to the strength of this, empowering Africa's tomorrow together, Mr. Maluleke, one story at a time. Each of you have got a story, a journey, and you've got a future. You've got dreams. You've got a heart. You want to progress. You want to strive. We want to be part of that. Because everything that you do now is the foundation for where your destiny is going to be reaching. We want to be part of that. So your story matters to Absa. And when Mr. Maluleke was saying that, I said, oh yes, brother. Oh yes. So the story of each and every young person matters. You are gifted. You are creative. Oh, Yana, you are creative. I am in awe with the creativity that can come from here. Things that I can't even think about. Look here, I'm standing with a paper. While you stand with a paper here, oh no, there will be technology around every corner. I'm still of the old part, man. Forgive me. But we move with the times. So, our priority is to be an active force for good in everything that we do. What does that mean? We need to play a role. As Absa, we need to play a role in your life, in your future. And I want to stand here today to tell you we are available to talk to you. If you haven't known that before, I'm sharing that with you. As an Absa ambassador, I'm sharing that with you today. The second part is our corporate citizenship strategy. So what role are we playing in the communities? We can say all these things, but what role are we playing? So let me share a little bit around that. So the youth plays a crucial role in shaping South Africa. We can all agree to that. That's true. So we as Absa need you who are working towards either you're already an entrepreneur or you want to become an entrepreneur. How do we align ourselves to you to support and to help you on to get to that point and even increase furthermore? Remember, if you grow, I always tell my team, if you grow in terms of business, and that is our aim, we want to ensure that you're an entrepreneur, you own your business. If you're going to grow, the bank is going to grow, and the economy is going to grow. Mr. Maluleka was referencing to that as well, and I totally agree with that. So we pathway the youth into entrepreneurial action. We're starting to support you from creating an entrepreneurial mindset. Mindset is powerful. Pooh! I talk about mindset. You know, the front brain, the middle brain, and the back brain. I always say, if you're going to listen to me and you just listen to me like this, it's going to go in here by the front brain, it's going to drop off. Take it and put it in the middle brain. I absorbed Mr. Maluleka's words there. I didn't take notes. I put it in my middle brain. It's there. It's there. I'm going to go pull it out anytime. So that's very important. The mindset, positive. You can do this. I always said the day that I started driving, small carriage I had, that was 35 years ago. But then, you know what, I'm standing and I'm driving here and I thought, oh, but I can't do it. I can't. But then I saw all the vehicles and then I realized, but if they can do it, I can do it. If that large business is out there, they had to start somewhere. If they could do it, you can do it. Amen, brother. Sometimes there's people around us that's starting their small business, small like this. That can be the bigger business tomorrow. And that is where we want to tap in, the informal small businesses, and to assist you to get it formalized. I'm going to use an example. My son, he started out after matric, he started out with 5,000 Rand business. He did it on his own, I didn't help him. But he just started out. 2 months later, he did 200,000 Rand a month. He's 24 years old today, paid for his own wedding. Blessings from God, thank God for that. He's making 1.7 million Rand a year now, that little boy that used to sit in the corner eating his bread at UCT. At UCT while everyone else is walking around with all their cash and that. He sat there, he didn't care about anything else around him. He just focused on himself, his career, his dreams. And I salute him for that. Thank you. And then lastly, the last point I want to share with you is, what do we as Absa do and how? So Absa provides entrepreneurship education to create awareness. So it is important that we assist in developing you and also align ourselves to you, how you're wanting to grow and your mindset, and to assist you and support you from there. Mona Lisa will be sharing a little bit more around those things. We provide skills, training to enable our communities to pursue entrepreneurship. We build the capacity of youth and also women entrepreneurs, and we enable them to formalize their enterprises. That's very important. Where do you go? You don't know where to go at times. We are open to talk to you. Then, it is so important that we want to see how you are successful. It warms my heart when I get that message from a client that says, you know what, I want to invite you to come and see. I bought how my brand new truck is looking. How the money is flowing now into the business. But where did he start? Where he started out 5 years ago and where he is now. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That can be you. So how? This is the last part that I just want to share. So now in 2024, Absa has committed to 3.5 million rand to support 2,700 youth in 9 provinces. Amen. And the beneficiaries are the Youth Entrepreneurship Tour, the Skills Development Program, the Youth Entrepreneurship Week, and the Emerging Innovators. So many innovators that's sitting here. So I want to conclude by saying we are serious about guiding, supporting, and helping each one of you. And we are available to speak to you. So your dreams, go for it. The goals that you set for yourself, go for it. Strive to be the best, to do your best, and to give your best. And I will see you as you are rising up there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, colleagues. I will say this without any fear of contradiction. In many events that I've attended, business seminars, the only bank that I've seen is Absa. It's the only bank that I've seen, it's Absa. So whatever was said here, it's the truth. Absa supports entrepreneurs to the core. If you are an entrepreneur and you do not know Mona Lisa, then you are not an entrepreneur, colleagues. Thank you so much. That is really appreciated. So we are going to move ahead, keeping in time with our program. Our next speaker is going to be Christine Solilo from WNR CETA, who is a project specialist. Please, let's welcome her.
Good morning, everybody. So my name is Christine Solilo, and I'm a project specialist at WNR CETA. I hope that we all know this logo, Wholesale and Retail CETA. So at WNR CETA, what we need to stand far from this. What we actually are doing, we are an entity that is working with small, medium, large companies and within wholesale and retail space. So we also been invited today. Thank you for your invitation, because we also partnership with CPUT for many, many years now. So what we actually do, we partner with CPUT in terms of bursaries. We offer bursaries, higher certificate, diplomas, degrees, advanced qualification that you would like to study. So also today I just want to share that there are bursaries that are available within the space of CPUT for those who want to do further studies in retail business. And also, we also have programs like the funding grant, which funds all our SMEs. I am in discussion with Ms. Andiswa so that we can have a look at the funding that is available and how it will be suitable for this audience. So we will be touching base and checking what is it that is needed. I will also advise those that are in business or they're already started, please have a CIPC, because that is what WNR CETA always requesting. It's part of the requirements. If you have a business, please register yourself and have a CIPC so that you can also qualify for the grants, for the funding that we do offer. And I will say we have a great partnership with CPUT. So you guys are in the right place at the right time. Please make sure that you make use of the opportunities that are available. We don't fund or we don't accept individual application, if I can say that. So it has to come from the department. So whether it is entrepreneur, so please make sure that you engage with Ms. Andiswa so that you make sure that your documents are compliant, because that's what we need to check. Are your documents compliant for this funding? Because of, there's a lot of applicants that we get, so we actually prefer to work with our colleges or our HETs, since we have a very good partnership. So please forgive us, we do not accept individual, but we actually do work with the departments of higher education and training. We also work with TVET. So please get in more information or keep in touch if you are interested in any grants, because those grants are to support the business, your business that you have. So it's a startup, it's like a kickstart that you get. And I know for most of people that that will really like be helpful for you to start your business. So if you need any question, if you have any question or you need any clarity of what I've spoke about, I will be outside. I have a table outside. You can come and chat to me anytime. You're more than welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mama Solelo, for pledging support, to the entrepreneurs. Most importantly, in what was said, you need to register with CIPC. Get your company registered with CIPC. You will open a lot of doors for your company that way. So now we're about to have our masterclass. I know we've got Katleho, Muntwa, as well as Mona Lisa, who will be joining us. Coming up.
Good morning. As mentioned, my name is Mona Lisa Maposa. I'm the Enterprise Development Specialist for the Western Cape. I'm here with Katleho. Katleho is one of our entrepreneurs, one of our customers. But I don't want to introduce you, Katleho. I want actually for you to introduce yourself. So I'll hand over to you quickly.
Morning, everyone. It's really good to be here. It's really an honor to be in the presence of people who are entrepreneurs or who has got an entrepreneurial mind. And I'm really grateful to Mona Lisa for inviting me here. So I received a call from her in the week, and she said to me, "Hey, Katleho, I'd like to invite you to come and just share a little bit about who you are and your story." And I said, yes, definitely. Mainly because of my relationship with Absa and how I have really been helped by Absa. But before I get to that part, I'd like to just share a little bit about my journey, how I got to this point, how I got to be standing here today to be sharing my testimony. So 14 years ago, I was a student here at CPUT on this campus, and I was studying civil engineering. And I remember back then, I was young, and I was very entrepreneurial. I used to participate in a lot of competitions. One of the competitions that I participated was the Idea Create Business Competition, which I won. And that was my first competition that I actually won. And the second competition that I won was about 2 months ago. It was Youth Start Cape Town, and it was also sponsored by Absa. So that's how I actually came across Absa. So the reason I won the competition was because of my business and my business idea and what I do. So I'm in the construction tech industry. The name of my business is called ProMage. I'm wearing a t-shirt, says ProMage. And ProMage is short for production management. So how ProMage started was, I got into the industry. I was working in the construction industry, and working in the construction industry, I worked with many small businesses, over 50 small businesses, right? I'm talking about your contractors now, your guys that are, which we call your bakkie builders. I worked with many of them, and I worked with them for 11 years. And working with them, I started to notice that, you know, these guys, they are so brilliant in what they do. They are able to take a plan, and they are able to construct and build whatever is on that plan, and they are able to do it really, really, really well. However, the question that I had was, why is it that many of them, they don't really grow as a business? Why is it that they remain your bakkie builders for many, many years and they don't really get to grow? So working with them, I started to realize that it's actually because they don't have systems in place that big companies have. Systems that will enable them to run their businesses in a professional way and in a way where they can grow in terms of knowledge, not just technical knowledge to construct or to build, but also business knowledge as well. So I got together with my partner in the business. His name is Tepo. We actually studied civil engineering together, but we were so crazy about technology and innovation. So I called him and I said, man, this is a problem. And I don't think many people are actually doing something about this problem. And I think we should actually do something about this problem. Now, at the time, we didn't have a lot of technical skills, right? Like in terms of app development and software development, we didn't have a lot of those skills. But what we had was the vision. We had the idea that all we need to do, we need to help these guys move with the times. We need to create software that's going to enable them to manage and run their businesses the way big companies does, but a software that is affordable for them. So we started teaching ourselves how to develop software, how to develop apps. And that's one thing that I'd like to, really share out there, because a lot of people, they tend to think that developing software, developing apps, it's a difficult thing. But right now we're living in times where if you have got any idea, you are able to, there's classes, there's training out there. All you need to do is just commit and you can achieve it. So we started teaching ourselves how to develop software, and we developed ProMage. We started testing out ProMage, and in 2020, that's when we said ProMage actually works, because I was working for a large company and we were running ProMage part-time and testing it out with some of the small companies. In 2020, I resigned from my position, my job, and I was a project manager. And I resigned and I said, you know what, I'm going to pursue this full-time, so that by pursuing this, I can follow my passion, follow my dream, but also have an impact, like make a real impact while I'm here, and also inspire other people as well, that other young people that have got dreams and that want to pursue their dreams as well. So it wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy. After I resigned, it took us 8 months to land our first clients. We would go to different construction sites. We would pitch and show the guys the software is really going to work for you. But the construction industry, they so old school. They so, used to doing things in the little book, in the little hardcover book. So it was really tough, but through persistence and continuously waking up and showing up and knocking on doors, we came across one of the biggest civil engineering companies in Cape Town. And their CEO, when he saw our system and he saw what we are doing, he got it. He was like, wow, this is some powerful stuff. Who else knows about this? So we landed our first client, and we started working with that client, and thereafter we started landing other clients. We landed 2 more big companies. But even though we had 2 more big companies, we had 3 companies, it still wasn't easy, because being an entrepreneur, you need to sustain yourself, right? So it really wasn't easy. I ended up having to move back home. I ended up having to stay with my mom, but she was supportive, and we continued still pursuing the business. And after some time, I ended up having to even go back and look for work, because it was really tough. I went back, but the terms were, look, even though I'm working for you as a construction company, you're going to use my software. And they were happy about that. They used the software. And then beginning of just end of last year, that's when I resigned again. I said, it's time for me now to pursue the business again further. So I came across Absa. And when I came across Absa, now at the time I wasn't banking with Absa, right? But when I came across Absa, I came across people who really genuinely, Mona Lisa, who really genuinely believed in my story. They really believed in my story, and they really wanted to help me in my journey and in my growth. They invested in my own personal development as an entrepreneur, and even in my business as well. Since I got onto their program as their client, they were able to even assign 3 clients to 3 new clients to me, which I'm currently working with right now. So the journey has really been amazing. It's not an easy journey. However, it's one that I'm really, really passionate about. I also felt very blessed by the words that were shared here this morning, and I felt really empowered. And I really want to encourage all young entrepreneurs in here, believe in your dream, keep pushing your dream. And if you are here today, then you are truly blessed, because I know that these guys, Absa, all these organizations here, they really want to help us. I have experienced it myself, and they are helping me in my journey. So thank you very much for the opportunity to share and also for hearing my story. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, okay, that's a bit loud. Thank you so much, Katlego. Really, this has been really inspirational. I didn't know what to expect coming here this morning, but I think I've been really being encouraged. I want you to allow me to boast just for 1 second. So, standing here, I don't know how many years, Katlego, you said 14 years, I don't know how many years ago, but it's more than 10 years ago. I was the deputy president of the Central SRC of this institution. Okay, yes. I also served as well at the Cape Town campus as the business faculty representative. I've also served again I've served twice in the Central SRC. In the Central SRC, I served as well as the Education and Transformation Officer as well. So I don't have an opportunity to do this more often. So when I'm here in CPUT, allow me. Then I'll come to Absa. Yeah, so really, I think the first time we connected with CPUT and we were doing the entrepreneurial work, I did say to her that it really felt like such a, like a 360 and the fulfillment of knowing that I was once here as a student and we were, busy fighting the student struggles and stuff like that. And we're coming back again here and we're saying, listen, really, how do we continue to strive for growth and change? And now I'm doing it in my capacity, obviously, as the enterprise development specialist. One thing that I just wanted to also just clarify is that with Absa, we've got a relationship model, and that relationship model is really what helps us, do what we do. So without, Chantal and the bankers that report to her, we wouldn't be able to do what we do because they really are the face. They are the people that connect, that get to understand you. So when you get to them and you tell them their story, they're able to then, imagine how we as Absa can be part of that journey, by using our solutions, using some of the stuff that we have in empowering and helping you to, go forward. So I just wanted to chat quickly about, because I know when you're starting your business, Katlego spoke about it, is that you as an entrepreneur, the things that you are good at is really around your business. If you've got a product, that's what you know your product, you know how it works. I've been in the banking industry for over 10 years now, and I've been fortunate in those 10 years that I've been serving small businesses. And one thing that I can tell you from the time when I was sitting in the branch as a consultant, there's nothing that makes an entrepreneur light up as when they have to tell you about their product, what they're selling, or their solution. They just light up. And I used to enjoy that, and you listen to them and they tell you about this thing. I remember even when we were doing the Youth Start competition, these guys come in every single week. We used to have the pitching sessions every Saturday. They'll come in every Saturday. You can just see the life in the person when they're talking about what they do, and it's as if, it's like a baby or something that, is so precious to them. But how do we then, as a bank, then we are able to give you, the skills, I call it transfer of the skills, the other skills that you need in your business. Because remember, as a small business, most of the time, you are a one-man show. you don't have the luxury of, getting an accountant into your payroll, getting a marketing so-and-so into your payroll. Most of these things you are doing it yourself. But the reason why you have organizations like Absa, I saw even on the other thing that you had, your CFAs, your CEDAs, you realize that really these are the resources that are there for you, that some of them you don't even have to pay for, that you can actually pull them in and they're able to assist you. So I want you then to understand that when you're growing your business, there comes a time where you will need financial assistance in order for you to be able to move forward. So I want now to get into this part where we're talking about what is it that an investor or even a bank, what do we look at? How do we see your business? So you've got a way that you see your business, but there is a way that an investor sees your business. So if you actually get an understanding of that, what are the things that we focus on, then it means from inception, as you're starting your business, you will make sure that the foundations are at such that by the time that you need to be in front of an investor or in front of a lending institution, you are able to position your business in a way that they are able to lend to you. So I'm gonna start with the 5 C's of credit. So these things are very important, and I think that we need to understand them. So the first C that we actually look at is around capacity. Now, when we're talking about capacity, is that you tell me that, okay, listen, I've got a project, I've been given a purchase order, or I've received a contract, I'm looking for 100,000, and therefore you are looking for that funding. So where we need to determine capacity is around the ability for the business to be able to repay that amount. So we usually talk about 2 ways that we're able to determine that. One, it's either we are taking a historic view. What that means, it means that you have been in business, you have been trading, you've got financial records that prove that this is what you have been doing and the numbers that you have been producing. And what we usually do is that we also look at the trends. So for example, in 2023, so let's take it back, 2021, you were doing 20,000 a month. 2023, you were doing 30,000. So, okay, we can see that there's a steady growth. So those are the trends in your business. That helps us then to actually then test and then say, okay, based on the historic performance of this business, this is the scope, this is the capacity that you have. So talking about affordability and repayment ability. Then the other one is the forward-looking view. Now, the forward-looking view is very tricky, because you have not been in business, you've got this concept, it's in ideation stage, now you're needing a funder that will be able to help you. Now, where it becomes tricky is the fact that you are able to project, right? You do cash flow projections and project and say, listen, this is how much I'll make, this is what will happen in this business, this is the customers that I will get because I'm going to market I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna partner with this is what I will do. And maybe you've done some market research to then say, I mean, this type of product in Limpopo is doing like this, so therefore in Cape Town, all of those things, and you are able to put it there. But, for us is then to then say, how reliable then is that cash flow? How do we test it? There's a term that they usually use to then say, how do we pin, that cash flow? Now, that way the challenge usually comes. It's easier when you've got contracts, when you've got purchase orders, because already we then are able to say, okay, fine, you've come up to this number of 20,000 a month based on the fact that you've got a contract and that is willing to pay you this amount on a monthly basis. The one that becomes a challenge is when you then say, okay, I'm going to open up a shoe shop at Canal Walk. At Canal Walk, I know that 50 people that like to wear this shoe walk into the mall. The challenge is that how do we know that those 50 people are going to come in and buy? Do you understand? Show that assurity. That is why then it is easier if you understand the type of business that you have, if you know that you're not starting a business where you are going to get tenders or contracts and stuff like that. It's really a business. Start small. Do 1 shoe, sell that 1 shoe, get the money, make 2 shoes, sell those 2 shoes, take that profit, make 3 shoes, let it grow. then what happens is then easier then for us, for the bank to then see as you are building the capacity in the business. Okay. Then the other thing is we're talking about capital, and capital is usually around own contribution. What are you contributing into the business? What are you putting into the business? And or maybe someone else will say, then if something that you're starting off, for example, if you want to get into a franchise, you want to buy a fuel station, usually they always say, listen, you can go to an investor and get R1 million, but we want the other R1 million, which is 50%, that it must be your own contribution cash that you are putting into the business. But not all deals are like that. Sometimes you find that we own contribution, we're able to assess it with what we are investing back into the business. I'll give you an example. The year before, we sponsored the Youth Start competition, and there was a guy there who was in a cleaning company. He's got these huge machines, corporate cleaning machines, clean carpets, it cleans, and all of these things. And when he told his story, he says that I started with 70 Rand. I bought myself dishwashing liquid and a cloth, and I started washing the wheelie bins in my community, and they'll pay me. I took that money the profits, I bought myself a small cleaning machine so that it can allow me to clean cars. And then from that, I took those profits, and now I bought myself an industrial cleaning machine. Now that is skin in the game. That is capital, that is own contribution. So those are the things that we also take note on. So don't always think that, okay, fine, if I'm gonna go to the bank today and ask for 100,000, they're gonna say, okay, fine, we'll give you 90, you bring 10%. Sometimes the own contribution, we're able to see that historically, you've been putting back into the business. The challenge that we've seen most of the time is the fact that we get a tender comes in, the tender money comes in, then the next thing you see, Aibo, driving a BMW, wearing a Louis Vuitton. Exactly. So that's why I'm saying that we sometimes suffocate our businesses because of what we are doing. So we need to actually put back into the business. And then the third one is around collateral. So I want to, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs that you can chat to them, they'll tell you that is one of the scariest C's. And I'm going to tell you why, is because not all of us have the luxury of, for example, for me, I don't have a house that my mother left me. I don't have land that my father left me. Everything, I'm building it as I'm going along. Now, imagine now I start this business and everything I have to put into this business, and it because Mona Lisa said I must put everything back into this business. But then I go to the bank and the bank says, yeah, we need collateral, we need tangible collateral. Do you have security? And you're like, but all I've been doing is really investing in this business. So that is why from Absa we do have alternative lending solution. I'll get into it, that solutions for this. But I wanted to say to you that in your business, you are able to build collateral within your business. So what do I mean by that is that make sure that you understand the spending that you are doing. For example, if you are spending in your business, you are buying a machine, that's an asset into the business. The other thing is also when it comes to overdrafts, for an overdraft, for example, you are able to then say, listen, I'm doing business with Pick n Pay, I'm doing business with Woolworths, I'm doing business with, so these are my debtors. Now I'm needing an overdraft because they only pay me on day 30, but I need to pay my supplier on day 15. So Absa, can you please give me an overdraft facility so that on day 15 I have money so that I can pay my supplier while I wait for Woolworths and Pick n Pay? Do you know that that can actually be collateral? That debtors book is an asset. It's blue chip companies, they're reputable, we know that they will pay you. So you are able to even use that and go to the bank and say, listen, take cession of these debtors. So that means if anything happens, we always say, God forbid, if anything happens, we are able to then go and say to Woolworths, listen, we've got cession of the amount that you owe you owe PTY Ltd and so forth. Sorry, that's distracted. Oh, sorry. I thought that. So that is what I'm trying to say is that, and there are different types of collateral. So debtors can be a collateral. A building, so for example, if you do buy a building for your business, that becomes a collateral. Also, if you are buying a vehicle, that vehicle becomes collateral. So if you go to the bank and you want to finance for a vehicle, that becomes collateral. So that's why I sometimes don't understand when entrepreneurs go and ask for a personal loan to buy a vehicle. You go take this personal loan and the interest rate is this high because that is unsecured lending to actually finance an asset that could be a secured loan. So those are the type of things that one needs to take into account. And then we speak about conditions, so that obviously depends on industry per industry. So that is why I think it's very important for you to also understand what sector are you in. So I realize, and I just want you to note that even us as the senior citizens, it does happen when you complete these documents, you realize that someone is doing marketing and communications or all of these things, but when they fill in documents, they don't know what either they leave it out or they write some of very interesting things that I could tell you. When it comes to, say, a sector, it's very interesting. So you need to understand those, because if you don't even understand the sector that you're in, you won't understand the dynamics and the challenges that are there that can impact you in your business. And we as investors, we look at those things, because remember, when we fund you, we are taking the risk. So we assess the risk, not only just the risk that is the business, the risk that is you who's running the business, the risk that is even the industry, the economy, and all of those things. For example, it was interesting assessing applications for credit during COVID because we needed now to, is this essential services? So those are the things that are out of your control, but they are part of what is happening in the economy, in the industry. So that's why you need to keep yourself well informed. And then the last one is character. This one, I usually, when I go to places, entrepreneurs, they fight with me. I feel that if sometimes they would be given eggs and stuff in the room, they will throw it. They don't like this one, because if you understand, when we're doing business studies, I don't know some of you, if you were doing business studies, we're all told, yeah, if it's a PTY Ltd, it's separate from you. It's a separate entity. You are separate from the business. So now they don't understand. Now you're going for lending, and then the bank doesn't want to lend you money because you have a bad credit profile, but it's a business. So it's as if now people are out there to confuse entrepreneurs. You've been telling me all my life that I'm separate from my business, but all of a sudden now, let me explain this. We usually call this the part where we say that the entrepreneur is the jockey. I don't know if you guys are into horse racing. I don't know if anyone is into horse racing here. Whatever I say here is hearsay. Please, I'm not into horse racing. This is what they tell me. So I'm just saying, if anyone wants to correct me, it's hearsay. So in horse racing, this is what happens. So there's a horse, and then there's the jockey. And then if you go to bet for the horse, you don't bet on the jockey. You don't say, I bet on Mona Lisa. No, you bet on horse, and they give them these nice names, Cinderella, Princess, you sell all these nice names. But anyway, so you bet on that. But there's no way you'll find on the racing course that there's just a horse on its own. There will always be a jockey there that will have to ride that horse up until the finish line. It's the same with the business. The business does not run itself. The business, it's you. You are the business. It's your skill, it's your knowledge. You bring that, and you bring that into life. So that is why then we focus on those things when we are doing. I'm going to tell you, I was a credit analyst at Absa for 5 years. When you're doing a credit application, if you are going to have a session, like we have a briefing with the decision makers for 30 minutes, 10 minutes, you're talking about what the business does. Okay, fine, this business sells apple, they pull them from the tree, and then they sell it, you are done. You focus the big amount, you're talking about the jockey, that's what you're pitching. That he used to be a farmer, he grew up eating apples since he was a baby, so he's able to tell a ripe apple from just seeing it from the tree, and all of those things, and this and the soil, but you speak about him, and this is what he knows, this is what he understands, this is where he's been, looking at his credit profile, this is how he's managing finances, so his ability to manage his personal capacity is a reflection of how he's going to manage this money in the business, and all of these things, and we sing your praises. yeah, we're saying we have to, you know, for us to be able to get that across. So that is why also it's important also to continue to invest in yourself. Equip yourself. We've got stuff like in Udemy, courses in Udemy. There's all of these other nice things, even these programs that are there. You keep you know, advancing yourself. So that, yeah. All right. So there's then a long list. You know, when you talk to entrepreneurs about what the bank looks for when you're looking for funding, some entrepreneurs say that, oh, my sister, you sure you don't want my blood sample? It's like, no. And I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm just giving you a glimpse so that you can understand some of the things that you will need in your business when you are looking for funding. So that is why we always advise to say, have a cloud. I don't know these things. Maybe you've got better terms. Chantel, we are probably in the same stone age, you and I. So, but have these things, they are readily available. So, for example, your financials, you make sure that you get your financials every year, you put it you file it, your business plan, you have it, you file it. So should you go to an investor and say, listen, I'm looking for funding, you get that immediately. Can I tell you something that the bank is willing to finance? Chantal maybe can tell you, in pipeline, when we talk about pipeline, which means that these are clients that have come to us and said, listen, I'm looking for funding, we've assessed and we felt, okay, there's really a need. Can I tell you how many of those pipeline are sitting dormant, mainly because you went back to the customer and said, sorry, we actually need your management accounts. They're gone, they're gonna, until you keep calling them, do you still need the funding? They do. Why they don't have management accounts readily available for them to give to the bank, those are the challenges. So we need to make sure that if you've got a glimpse of these are things that you need to keep. Some of the things won't be applicable. For example, 3 months bank statement. You bank with us, we see your bank statement, we can just push a button and get it. You don't need to have that, for example. A business registration, if you are looking for funding, if your business has been registered and we've onboarded you already in our account, we got that at inception. We're not going every time you are coming for funding, say, give us a business registration. But this is basically if you are new, just new to us as a bank, we've got to get to know you. These are some of the stuff that we will ask for. Some of the stuff are not even applicable to you. For example, if you are coming to us and you want us to take a forward-looking view, you just started, we won't ask you for financials. We know you don't have financials. So I'm just giving you that view. And then just quickly to get into what is a business plan. So I want to encourage you, we've got a very good relationship with CEDA. So we know that this is some of the stuff that they actually do, and you probably could get some of the services for nothing where they're able to do, you know, business plans for you. But this is where now we get to know about the business. This is where now, I don't know if you guys know, I don't think you are, maybe Chantel, I don't know if you did those music books that used to have fact file, and then you say your ideal man, dimples with bracket. Okay, that was my ideal man. But we used to have the fact file there at the back, and this book used to be so precious, no one can see it because you put all your secrets there, my hobbies and all of those things. So this is basically someone that wants to get to know you and you're starting a friendship, and then you give them your book. And then they read, there at the back, the things that you dream about. So this, basically, the business plan is around that, where we get to understand the vision, to understand what is it that you want to do. But for me, I always say, you know what we miss when we are telling the story of our businesses, especially for an investor. I need, by the time we are done with our conversation, for me to be clear in terms of, okay, when you wake up in the morning and you open your doors in your business, this is what you do up until the time you close your business in order for you to generate money. In order for you to generate money, because there is no other reason why one is in business. You are in business to make money. So I need to then, from the business plan, get an idea in terms of, this is how you are making that money. Okay. So I'm not sure if these things will be shared with you. I don't want to bore you. I'm already worried. So obviously the business plan will have some of these things like the executive summary, the business overview. You talk about your products and your services, talk about what your marketing strategy is, your operations plan, your financials. So those are the things that your financial plan, sorry, those are the things that you actually detail into your business plan. So I would like to skip some of the other stuff. For example, these are the things that you would look at. Look, your business name, mission statement, your vision, all the business model, all of those things. Very key and very important, the competitive landscape. You need to know, because that is also one of the things that can be a risk in your business. I remember we had a client that had owned an engine. I don't want to tell you the location. Okay, let me tell you the location. It's in Wynberg. It's the only engine in Wynberg. But the challenge with that fuel station was that just across the street, there's a Shell there. And that Shell has got a Pick and Pay, it's got a McDonald's, it's got... So tell me, if you're looking in terms of the community and the people that are around that are supposed to be accessing this fuel station, you know that it's probably families dropping off from school or going to school. You know that chances are I'm going to go to that Shell because I can quickly get in, get a piece of bread and all of that on my way home. I'm not going to go to the engine. So those are the things that you find that financially now, this fuel station is not performing to its maximum because it's impacted by the competition ahead of, just across the street. And the unfortunate thing is the fact that even the accessing this fuel station was a bit tricky. You had to do some maneuvers in order for you. And the Shell, it was very easy. If you're coming back from that way, you just go straight, you are in, and when you are done, drive through McDonald's, and you are gone. So that's why I'm saying that those are the other things that you will need to be mindful of and you get to understand when you're talking about competitive landscape. So, very key, understanding your product, understanding your customers. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges for us as entrepreneurs. You know, when you are coming up with a product, for example, Katlego was talking about the product that he came up with. The product, if you look at it, it came from him knowing and understanding the customer. So you understand who you are providing a solution to. Who are you designing this for? Who is this person that you have in mind when you are producing this or when you are coming together with this? So you need to understand them, understand who they are, their makeup, how do they think. For example, if I were to do something for students, I'll understand, okay, fine, even the financial, okay, fine, maybe, I don't know, your pocket money these days. We used to get 300 Rand a month back then. 300 Rand, it's a lot. But I don't know, but that's why I'm saying that I'll have to imagine those things, and then I'll have to understand, okay, fine, as a student, you guys are in class maybe from this time and that time, so maybe if I'm opening up something to eat or something, or okay, maybe when you come back, you are hungry at this time. So you have to understand your customer, get a vision, get an understanding, because then it helps you to make decisions in terms of, okay, fine, this is how would be the best way for me to position my product or my service to my customer. All right, I think I've spoken about financials. We'll be sharing this. I'm almost done. So I wanted to tell you that when you are ready to open up your business account and you know you're not going anywhere else but Absa, it's just a no-brainer. Absa's check account has got a cash flow manager, which is an accounting software that is linked to the check account. And that helps you to actually get your management accounts. So it's got these features, very nice, like you can quote an invoice, you can do, your payroll if you've got someone that you've hired. You can actually now get records of your money coming in, money coming out. So it's like management accounts that you can actually have onto the system. So that these things make it easy then for you, that you don't always have to get a bookkeeper or get an accountant. This is like a software and it's free. It comes with the check account. So I just wanted to sneak that in, seeing that already you are making decisions to go to Absa. Congratulations. And then we've got enterprise development, and I'm not going to dwell much, but with enterprise development, we've got 3 pillars. We focus on access to non-financial support, where we do such things, where we, do educational stuff, mentorship and coaching. Then we have got access to funding and access to markets. So those are the other things that we are doing over and above just, banking. And it's very nice then when we're doing it with strategic partners. So for example, if we're talking about access to non-financial support, we know that, okay, fine, we'll come to CPUT and say, listen, we need to, support these SMMEs. What do we do? I can bring this, I can bring that. I'll bring the venue. Okay, no, I'll bring this and I'll bring that. But we make sure that we're creating an environment where we empower and build sustainable businesses. And then I spoke to you about alternative lending solution, where we solution for collateral. So with alternative lending solution, we obviously are able to then make sure that we do unsecured lending. So we from alternative lending solution mitigate the risk for the bank. So again, affordability, back to that first C, which is capacity, and then it says expertise, back to that other C, which is character. We're speaking about you, and then it says that at least one of the directors must be involved in the day-to-day running of the business. So we want to make sure that you don't run like the jockey. I spoke about the jockey. You have someone else, you have no clue about what's happening in your business. You speak to some of the SMMEs, they always say to you, no, I don't know, or speak to this one, speak to that. They know nothing, but they are the owner of the business. You have to be involved. You have to be on that horse as the jockey. And then if you are not banking with us, we'll then require, so those are just the 4 basic criteria for alternative lending solution. Then this is the last part. I'm not gonna go to other things. I think I'm done getting waves that you are good, right? I sense it. So I just wanted to say, and I spoke to this before, that please know that when you are looking for funding, sometimes what SMMEs do is that they wait at the last minute, and now they are desperate. They want anything. They'll go anywhere and for anything and for any amount. They just need the money because maybe they have to deliver by tomorrow. Now they are desperate. You need to be able to plan ahead. Know that, okay, fine, at this time I'm needing to expand and I need this, so that you are able to actually look for proper solutions. Look for funding must be a solution. So you must be able to go to a bank and say, listen, this is my problem. My problem is that my suppliers, they don't want to negotiate any further. They want their money in 30 days. But because of my industry, my clients, they can only pay me in 60 days. That's the nature of the work. So I'm sitting with a predicament that on day 30, I don't have money to pay my suppliers. That is a problem. So that means that when we then say to you, okay, fine, let's apply for an overdraft, it's not because an overdraft is the easiest thing to do, or maybe it's the low-hanging fruit. It's not. It's because we understand that that's the vehicle that is suitable to solution what you are looking for. So funding in your business must be driven around what do you want to solution. When you say, listen, I actually received this contract, I need to be able to now, because this contract is actually in PAL, I need to be able to drive, and it's getting expensive because I have to call Uncle Pete here and hire Baki from him, but it's actually pushing my costing now because I have to pay him to hire and the petrol. And then, so now I actually need a Baki. Then we know, okay, fine, you actually need a Baki. That's what we are solutioning. That's why we look at like things like commercial asset finance. So when you go to the bank, you need to understand what do you need the bank to solution for? Because that, I think, becomes very tricky, because sometimes SMMEs come in and just say, I need money. I want money. That's bad. But otherwise, I thank you so much. I feel like I've said a lot. I still had a couple of slides. I think I had 4 more, but yeah, I'm done. Yes, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mona Lisa. Colleagues, I think what we can do, we can take a 10 minutes refresher. It is cold. A popular African proverb once said in a legislative sitting that it's cold and it's wrong. So, colleagues, please let's take 10 minutes, have coffee, and then we come back. We'll continue with the rest of the session. There's about 2 or 3 lines that we still need to cover. Please, just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Colleagues, welcome back. That 10 minutes became 10 minutes times 2. But we are back. We need to continue with our program. I think just a recap on the previous speakers. Mona Lisa mentioned the 5 C's. Those 5 C's are very important. I'll just speak on the last one, which is character. I'll just speak on the last one, which is character. So character is very important. It's very important that you build your credit record as an individual. It's very important that you build your record as an individual, because if your banker is going to fight for you, they are going to fight on the basis of what they see. So I know recently my banker fought with me so that she can fight for me. So that she can fight for me at Absa. So character is very, very important. Ukatleho mentioned, just as an entrepreneur, Ukatleho mentioned that at some point he had to resign so that he can pursue his business. And in that, you know, of course, unfortunate things happened that he had to go back home. As an entrepreneur, those are some of the things that you'll have to endure. You know, it's painful. Pain is part of being an entrepreneur. But you've got 2 options: a pain of discipline or a pain of regret. Jim Rohn says, a pain of discipline weighs ounces, but a pain of regret weighs tons. So if you decide to give up in the process, and then you see someone who's succeeding at a later stage with the idea that you had, that pain weighs tons. So being an entrepreneur is not something easy. It's challenging, but with resilience and persistence and consistency. And if you believe in your dream, you're highly likely to make it in entrepreneurship. So colleagues, I would like to welcome firstly Ukensani. Ukensani is going to be facilitating the next item, which is creating entrepreneurial pathways through financial inclusion. So it's a panel discussion. I'd like you to come up. Ukensani is the head of advisory at Yaei. Can you give a round of applause? With the panelists, we are going to have Ms. Anderson Khasi, which is the manager for the strategic initiatives and partnerships at CPUT. I want to give you your own hands, please. Then we've got Solilo. Where is she? I forced her to close that stall. Is that stall still open from WNRC? Yeah? I said she must close that stall. I think she's still there. Someone please call Christine. So we'll have Christine Solilo. She'll be part of the panelists. And then we have our very own Mona Lisa. Please come through, ma'am. Where is she? I hope you went to fetch Solilo. That's why you're only coming in now. And then we have Tabang Kumalo, who is a consultant. Please come through, sir. I'm getting an indication that you you are going to sit there in the middle. Yes. It's very cold. So, Christine, please join us. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will now hand over to Kensani.
Hello, everyone. Guys, what's the energy? Hello? Hi. He clapped first, so he's going to get a gift from me. Guys, I'm serious. I come with gifts. I come bearing gifts. You never know, ne? You all took me for granted, ne? Now you're participating. All right, guys, thank you so much to our MC. Anyone catch his name? What's his name, the MC? Yeah. Eh? He didn't introduce himself. He did. There's no way. There's no way. So no one is getting anything. You know Mona Lisa? Oh. You must be innovative. Where's the guy? Which one? Ah, Shem, you're not getting it, hey? It goes to... Guys, that was not the first question I asked. Here you go, sir. Thank you. All right. Cool, let's get the panel started. I'd just like everyone on the panel, it's nice to see women here, you know, ending it on a high note. Cool, I think let's start with introductions, just what you do, so that everyone, probably, I hope they're taking notes, just to get to know you a little bit better.
Can we start by giving our moderator a round of applause for the gorgeousness? Isn't she just gorgeous? Okay, my name is Andy Swamkhasi, and I manage the Unit for Strategic Initiatives and Projects in the Faculty of Business and Management Sciences at CPUT. So my role looks at forming strategic partnerships and international relations. And when the faculty, especially the dean, who's very creative, comes up with any idea and there's no office to handle that idea, it gets titled as a strategic initiative, and then I get to work more. But also I just wanted to say, I studied at CPUT until, I'm still studying, until master's degree in retail business management. And when I graduated from a diploma, I opened a business. The banker was Absa. At the age of 20, without audited financial statements, because I was banking with them, I bought my first Kia truck. Oh, it had sound and was playing Deep House. So I just wanted to say that.
Good morning. Rather, is it still morning? Yes. So my name is Tabang Kumalo. I don't have any claim to fame, considering I'm in the middle of the ladies here. But I believe after today I will be famous again because of the ladies. So I represent myself as a consultant from a holistic view of trying to be a feeder between the city and the Kasi that we live in. And also I think because of the experiences that I've had, be it from retail, corporate, I then also became an entrepreneur myself, and I felt I needed to feed into the township and the city itself. So again, I've had conversations earlier. I wouldn't be doing this on my own, but I do it with partners like this, from CSI organizations to corporates and other stakeholders. And yeah, that's really me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So my name is, again, Mona Lisa Maposa. And as I mentioned before, that I'm the regional specialist, specifically looking after the two portfolios, which is enterprise development and also alternative lending solution. So it's basically really to drive financial inclusion. And we partner especially where there is a need for transformation and there needs to be a financial muscle to assist in driving that transformation and financial inclusion. But we do it specifically through our strategic partners. So that is what I do as well, drive the partnerships within the Western Cape to ensure that we support SMMEs where we can.
Good afternoon. I'm Christine from WNR CETA. I'm a project specialist, as I said before. So I'm also home because I studied project management at CPUT. That is why I'm a project specialist. So I'm happy to be here, guys, and really like to give you some information and encouragement. And I also see that since you guys came to the table, that the need of us being here and providing you with information, relevant information of how to go about starting your business, and it's very, very great. So I don't take this lightly. I'm grateful for this privilege, and really, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I think I'll kick us off firstly with Thabang. You kind of mitigate, you're the middle person between City and Ekasi, like you mentioned. And I mean, this conversation is around financial inclusion for entrepreneurs, but beyond the financial inclusion, or rather exclusion, what are some of the key challenges that you're seeing that entrepreneurs face in both worlds?
Perhaps I should start it from a basic thing as education, right? And access to that information. It seems to be flowing one-sided. It's not flowing right across. And I find that even when it gets to the relevant people, it's not enough, it's too late, or whatever the case is. But I want to also go back as far as when it does get to them, what does it also mean? Are they compliant? Are they, their governance follows through? That's also very important to look at. So prior to the information or the communication getting to them, we also need to get them market ready. It's very important to go through that exercise. Fast forward to that, we also need to be mindful that that information is not easily accessible. And this is where I come in, like I said. I get first-hand information, and then I try and see how I can filter it down, up, whichever way sounds better. But holistically, that's where it all starts. Education is key to it. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And so you mentioned key points: education, market readiness, compliance, right? Just knowing what you need to have. And on that same breath, I think let's hear maybe from the ladies, what products, what any services, educational platforms do you have in place? I guess from the university perspective, from the bank, from WR CETA, that's going to help entrepreneurs here with us today.
Thank you. So from our end, as a faculty, we've got the Business Innovation and Incubation Center, and it's open to all students of CPUT, and there we assist students from ideation right through to commercialization. We've just received additional funding so that we can scale up that work. And what we do, which is in practice today, is to also go out there and find strategic partners that will bring forth resources to our students. We are Africans, and we know the African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And we believe strongly in that, and I mean, successful entrepreneurs of the 21st century, even organization, understand the power of strategic collaborations, the power of network. And some of the things, we've done a couple of programs last year as well around entrepreneurship. This year we're doing financial literacy as well. We've got a market day coming up on the 30th of September. We want to do more. From a brand perspective, you would know that your Absas and your other brands, they are constantly advertising. We cannot do one activity a year and think that these entrepreneurs will capture everything and off they go to run on their own. But to the entrepreneurs as well, one of the key challenges, it's what Tabang has said, it's education, your character. Social media platforms, it's networking has gone digital. If you're gonna be posting Groove, your clients are there. Which brand and strategic partner wants to associate, because it's what we call spillover effects. Where you go, what kind of summits do you understand? You've got to continuously, what kind of content do you consume? When you wake up, is the first thing that you do to get on your social media, you can't even plan your day, because the first thing you do, you're consuming all that content that's there. Or do you wake up and meditate and own the day and set the tone for the day? How do you present yourself? So these are some of the things that we do to make sure that our students are not only equipped in terms of the idea to from ideation to commercialization, but to build them holistically as entrepreneurs. Mona Lisa, you spoke about the character. Yeah.
So thanks so much. So with under the enterprise development, we've actually been very intentional in terms of making sure that we are involved in programs where there is an impartation, where there is a transfer of skill. For example, we are a proud sponsor of Sululo Foundation, which is in Khayelitsha. And one thing that makes us proud to be part of the Sululo Foundation is the fact that Luvuyo Khani, who is the founder of the foundation, is that he's someone who is an entrepreneur, who's actually walked the journey. And basically this is him, having to then transfer all the skill and the knowledge that he's learned through the journey to those SMMEs. But it's always very nice as well when we are doing it in communities, because it means that even those SMMEs then become an ecosystem. They become a support structure for one another. And they're able to even buy from one another. So that is one of the nice things. We are also in Atlantis. There's a lot of construction work that is happening. If you can drive and go through to Atlantis, you'll see there's a lot of development work that is happening there. So we've actually recently signed an MOU with them for us to be able to support those construction workers, because for any development work that happens in the community, the suppliers, the SMMEs that get the opportunities should be from the community. But sometimes what we do is that because the SMMEs don't have the funding, we always go and look for other companies to come elsewhere to do the work. So that is why then it is important for us to come in as Absa strategically to then say, how do we then become the funding muscle? So this means that we then make a commitment to say, Atlantis, you will pay the service providers on time, the contractors on time. The SMMEs need to make sure that they deliver on the contract, and as Absa, we are committing ourselves to come in and make sure that we fund them and give them that funding muscle. The other thing is that we obviously have our other programs where we've got SMMEs that come to us who are social entrepreneurs, and they say to us, listen, my skill is marketing. I've got a cohort of 20 entrepreneurs, I'm working with them, I'm looking for someone who can actually fund this program. And that's how we partner. So when we're talking about strategic partnerships, and I really like that word, and I see even CPUT treasures it as well. But we don't only look for corporates and large entities. Partnering is also just partnering with other SMMEs locally. Ukatleho mentioned that the work that he's doing, the 3 entrepreneurs that he's developing are actually in Atlantis in that development work. So we're not only just providing funding, we over and above then say, what are the other development work that we can actually make sure that these SMMEs succeed? Because they need to succeed. because their growth is dependent on that. The next contract is dependent on them and succeeding on that one. So that's why we are able to then bring on another partner into the party so that they're able to do that work.
Okay, from WNR CETA, we don't believe in working alone. We are in partnership, especially with CPUT, and I want to emphasize what Andisa said, that your networking is very important, partnership, you know, and that is exactly what we are also doing. We can't do it alone. We might have the funding, but we need to work hand in hand with our communities, with our institutions. That's how we form a partnership. So with SMEs in communities, we work with community leaders, you know, and SMEs at institutions, we work with CPUT and other institutions that are available to partner with us and to work with us. So really, like it is really like a strong partnership that's happening, that we can be able to carry out and making sure that the funding that is being given by WNR CETA goes into the right channels, you know. So we have to be involved. We have to know who is our partners, you know, and how do we actually keep that relationship. Because even with career guidance or with the bursaries, we will always refer you to the institution, to go to the institution, because that is what, that is our partners. We take them as our partners, because we can't work together, we have to work with them. So partnership and networking, it's very, very important if you want to be in this industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, the panel. Yeah. You guys are clapping every time now. I love what you say about networking, but I find that it's almost like a buzzword and it scares people. I don't know what about the word scares you. So the way I try to break it to people and young people is just think of it as communicating, conversing, talking to someone. Because I think the moment you say networking, you're thinking of, oh, I need to speak to the CEO of this company, I need to speak to the whatever manager. But really, right now, this is your network. If you guys are not aware, this is your network. There's someone in this room who does marketing. There's someone in this room who does, you know, designing of bags. Sorry? Cleaning. If you guys need cleaning services, I love that. You can't get another cap though. So this is your network, right? Your network doesn't have to be the person who's high up in the hierarchy. It doesn't have to be that way, right? So if you think of networking, think about who can you converse to? Who can you just have a normal conversation with? It shouldn't be like a very daunting thing and scary thing. It's just you expressing yourself and getting someone else to buy into your vision, right? So don't be scared of the word networking, guys. I think on that breath, what are other financing options out there? This is to anyone in the panel. I think a lot of us focus on, oh, I need a grant, I need, you know, a fund from this specific institution. What other financing options are there that, you know, not a lot of people might be aware of?
I think
Yeah.
you would answer.
So one thing that I've found that has really worked for some SMMEs, so you did mention that except for finance and grants, is that a lot of SMMEs actually enter competitions. For example, the Youth Start competition that we had, the money that was injected into that, we were talking about cash prizes of 40,000. And that is money that you can actually put back into your business. Luvuyo Khane from Sululo, he tells his story about how he started selling laptops from a boot of his car, and his first financial injection was actually through a competition. So that's why I'm saying that the other nice thing that we do is that we've got this youth in business package, right? So what we do in this youth, it's the check account, you open it, but we also then say we will then pay for your membership in the business chamber. We'll also pay for your membership in the Lionesses of Africa. what that does is that these are platforms where you get to hear about opportunities that come, like competitions that are coming up, or even initiatives that are coming up that will actually have maybe a cash injection at the end. So that's why I'm saying that it's always good for one as an entrepreneur to don't be an island. Make sure that you connect. Those platforms are quite nice because that's where you get to get information. I know there was another lady that was in Kraaifontein. She had a small chicken farm, and her first injection was through a sunlight competition that they were running for women in entrepreneurs, sunlight, and she got her first injection that she was able to actually expand a little bit in her farm. So that's why I'm saying that those are opportunities that are just free, that really what it needs is your time and for you to be able to engage in those things, and you're able to, see where it can take you. But I think also, for me, I'm always going to say that as a business owner, don't always look for funding. And that will be just my advice. I'm not saying don't look for funding at all, but I'm just saying that the wealth is first your networks. Your networks is, as a business owner, you need to know people, connect with people. And these are people that can actually mention your name in rooms when you are not there. These are opportunities that can come your way without you even knocking on the door, just because you know someone. And I've experienced, I'm not even an entrepreneur, but within Absa, that is one thing that has actually made us to advance in a lot of things, where we are in connection with CEDA. CEDA gets to be invited in some place, and then when they are there, they're like, no, you know what, we think Absa would be a great partner in this initiative, and the next thing we know, we are part of that program. And I'm saying that for you as an entrepreneur, if you can follow that model, you will get a lot of opportunities. You make sure that wherever you enter into a room, you make that impact, you make that lasting impression. Yes. I think my talking bundles almost, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to say, let's not always look for money. Look just to connect with someone. You don't know that there are things that are greater than money that can actually come, your way.
Yeah. So I think for me it's more of a comment to your point, Mona Lisa. So I attended a function yesterday, and Mona Lisa's name came out in the room again. So it's the power of networking, right? Again, you don't always have to benefit money-wise. Just that aspect of, let me speak to somebody, is enough to get you far and far and far. Now, what I mean by that, you are going to meet somebody who knows somebody and somebody who knows somebody. And before you know it, that is your connection. For whatever reason, at that time, when you need the money, it's going to be that person who's probably going to bring you that money. But it shouldn't always be about money. It should also just be more about connection. Yeah.
I think the other thing I'd like to learn from first-hand experience, it's mentorship. So one of the things that affected me as an entrepreneur, the first 100,000 that came through my Absa Bank business account from Brand House Beverages, I was 21 years old, dealing with big brands, your Coca-Colas, your Heinekens, and so on. So, but I didn't have a mentor. So mentorship helps you to avoid certain mistakes. In isiXhosa sithi nyathi ibuzwa kwabaphambili. So those that have been there, they've got the experience. You don't have to repeat the same mistake. So if it took me 10 years to get there, I can help you avoid certain, I can tell you which route in a potholes, which one doesn't have potholes, and you can get there a bit quicker. There's a misconception that you think executives and people in high positions are very, very busy. Do you know those are the individuals who are passionate about giving back, especially sharing wisdom and their time? When I got an opportunity at South African breweries, I was listening to SAFM, and I heard Dr. Vincent Mapai, and I sent him an email. He responded, and there I was. Before you know it, the following year, they were offering me to run a project and work with them for 10 months. And as they say, the rest is history. He's in Cape Town, we meet, And this is someone who's well experienced and so on. So the power of mentorship, because your mentor will guide you and they will trust you with their reputation, but you also need to pull in. Now I vet you. I'll check your social media performance. I'll check Ndondoni, because we've got reputations attached as well. So it's what we call spillover effects. So what you do affects me. What I do affects you. So it's a two-way string. Guys, I'll talk and talk until tomorrow. Your personal brand, please take that seriously. Please, please, please take that seriously. It also goes to what you say.
Yeah, you make a very, very fair. Okay, let's go. Personal branding is very important, right? So to summarize, we have different financing options. There are competitions. There's partnerships. You can do resource sharing, right, through partnerships. People are not always aware of this, where he has something, you have something, you just share the resources, and that's a form of funding, right? Mentorship came up quite a lot as well. And I think, contrary to popular belief, money does not always solve all your problems. So just be wary of that and know when to look for funding. You don't want to be paying back loans for money you didn't need, right? You don't want to be asking for 500,000 Rand when you only needed 200,000 Rand. So it's important to manage your costs, manage everything within your organization so that you're asking for things that you'll need, right? Let's deep dive a little bit around, are we, as different institutions, doing enough to reach the entrepreneurs that are on the ground? Are we doing enough?
I'll go on that one. So not, to answer your question, in a little bit of a way to do it. And this goes back to how I started my journey. I'll call it a journey. But it's exactly that, to say there's not enough information going across, right? And can I say this is not an event? Often and not, spaces like these are put together to be events, then we forget about the masses on the ground. So my biggest part is what happens after that is more critical. Critical from all types of measuring, in terms of your M&E, how do you know whether you've created impact or not? Fast forward to the impact aspect of it. It's lovely to tell stories or hear stories like what Katleo was sharing earlier. We started from here, and you've seen him through all the years, and today he can stand in front of you guys and say, this is what my journey looked like. It was good, it was bad, it was all those experiences, they build up to how impact is measured. And that's why I say it's beautiful to also just listen to him, and also from your side as Absa and other stakeholders, I suppose. You can really say, geesh, I'm happy to have been part of that process or journey that is. So yeah, I think there's more that can be done.
Thank you. I actually agree with the gentleman. There's not enough. We're not doing enough. Even though we want to do enough, sometimes we will send on social media and we will do sessions. But in my field, the way I see it, that young people are, they're just relaxing. And then it's always, you see people that are maybe already working, that are looking for opportunities. We would like to see more young people when we do sessions. I think the young people are just a little bit relaxed. And it's actually good that young people should come out in these capacitations that we are doing, you know. And also, like, as we say, the power of networking, that's where you get it there. You get information that you need, how to go about starting your own business or to sustain your business. So it's very important that for the youth, you know, the leaders of tomorrow, to at least, you guys also need to step up from your side. please. Thank you.
I've got a different approach. So I don't know how many times I've sat in these panels, and when we host such events, I mean, we've got over 33,000 students at CPUT, but I mean, if you look, we've got a university opposite, and this program is open to everyone. Do we have CPUT students here? I want to ask you a question, because from the transformation office, HIV and AIDS unit, disability unit, ourselves, we did dry campus where we had your SABs here, a host of things. Just on the 21st of June, we collaborated with the Desmond and Leah Tutu Foundation to bring in a commemoration of June 16 and celebrate the late Archer's 40th anniversary, having been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. I want to hear from you. Can we flip the classroom?
Yes, let's do it. I love that.
Can we at least just 3? Not a full story, but just tell us, how should we do these things, this capacitation? We want to do them frequently. We've got strategic partners that are willing. What must we do?
3 in 2 sentences.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think they should be there instead of here, like there in the Dome of Remembrance. Those are public settings instead of a formal. Here, people, some students didn't even know that the event is happening because it's more like a formal thing. You have to do links, you have to do those things. I think an outreach program has to go to the public, not the other way around. Because the public, some people are scared to come to such an event because they say, oh, it's for entrepreneurship, it's for what. And also another thing, I think there should be more incentives in terms of creating programs, games to play, questionnaires, trivias, all those things to get the youth involved, because listening to someone talking can be boring sometimes. So when there's games, people get involved in that learning. So it's constructive learning instead of just talking. And another thing, we should actually create an inter-university a program where you have your UWs, you have your Stellenbosch, you have your UCT come together and just converse and exchange ideas and exchange thinking ways, everything. Because now it's just for CPUT, and we have neighbors that side who don't even know about the event. Even if they know about the event, they see it as a CPUT event.
Thank you. Wow. Okay, we have 2 more hands.
Okay, guys.
One sentence?
One sentence. I was about to say 3 lines.
1 sentence. I'm watching.
Hello, everyone. For me, personally, I think, as Ma'am mentioned, she said that we have 33,000 students at CPUT, right? Which is a very, very valid point, because before you go outside there, you must first deal with what is in your house first, right? So now, me personally, I'm studying computer engineering, right? So in my department, there's nothing about business, entrepreneur. I mean, my girlfriend, she makes a product, that's why I'm here. You understand? So, but me personally, you understand? So me personally, I'm currently running like 3 businesses. Driving school, I'm also supporting the business at the same time. I got my own bikes I'm renting, and I'm doing computer engineering. So the question is that how do we get this program out there? So departments like chemical engineering, electrical, civil engineering, have posters or whatever in those departments showing that, okay, you can be an electrical engineer guy, they're smart guys, and you understand. But how can you also take your business idea? How can you have a kind of a business model too that you can put out to the world out there. So I think we should look into
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Last hand. I had mentioned the guy at the back.
Which one?
That one there, shame. Where? She's been. Exception with the lady because of Women's Month.
I'm at your mercy, Chair.
Molweni, ndizawuthetha isiXhosa. Now I have passed my youth, and I'm a granny. My advice is how about we use the entrepreneurs like me from townships that have access to the youth within the township that has no knowledge about such events, that has no access to such places because they have no matrix. If you have no metric, you can't even listen to, you already isolate yourself with anything that has anything to do with university. So already you feel left out. Now I am over 40. I have very interested in such programs, but I know that I do not have access because of my age. You understand? I found myself here today, and as I walked in, and I was like, I don't know what I am doing here because I am over 40. I am over 45 years, but I am here,
You could have
and
fooled me.
I am here to listen for those children, those young people within my community that have no access to such information that is very, very important. There are lots of entrepreneurs within our community, but they do not have information, access to information. So can you please, as a panel sitting there, use us as vehicles to get into those young people that can increase our economy in South Africa? Thank you.
Come on. That was powerful.
Thank you so much. There's so much engagement. Guys, Ms. Andisa will still be around. Please give her your inputs, right? Like, there's a lot that I think you can learn from what they're saying right now. My next question was actually around the mistakes that entrepreneurs make. But firstly, I want to ask them, what mistakes do you guys make when you are applying for your funding, when you are just in your entrepreneurial journey? 3 people, 1 sentence. What are the mistakes that you guys have done? And then I'll bring it back to the panel, the mistakes that you are seeing. We are running today, ne?
Don't worry. Anything to band, so send me.
Send me there. We're going to have him. To Mamina.
Yeah, band. Yo.
Good day, everyone. My name is Onke. My surname is Bav. I'm coming from a company, Bav Group Pty Ltd. It's a word of advice to entrepreneurs. We are speaking about funding, whereas you are an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone that is looking or wants to make a profit. I feel like Butabang, you need to tell us more in terms of red tapes and compliance. In order for Absa give you a funding, you need to be registered with CIPC. You have your annual returns on CIPC that you need to do each and every year. If you are not doing your annual returns, it means that you will have a problem of your company being deregistered. You are going to open a company thinking that I'm going to win tenders. You do your BE certificate, you do your CSD. SARS will be after you. You register with Department of Labor, you do your letter of good standing, thinking that you are running a business, but you are running an NPO, without knowing that you need to do your returns. You'll find that there are students here that are doing civil and building. one will say, I know how to do a foundation. But you tend to forget that you need to have your NHBRC. All these red tapes, we need to understand it very well that if you are saying that I'm running a security company, how much it costs in order for you to be registered with SIRA, so that when we go out here, we know very well why we are here. Running a business is not just to win tenders and everything. At first, I thought I'm in a wrong
Is this
room.
still one sentence? It's giving. I'm kidding. But he makes a fair point, right? We'll bring it back here. Yes, yes. So they will summarize, afterwards. Let's have him. He's had his hand up for a bit. I'm actively looking for the woman. Actively doing it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nathan. Hi, guys. How are you? I'm actually a third-year student at the D6 campus, and I am actually an entrepreneurship and business management student. So the only reason why I could be here today is because I'm supposed to be doing my work integrated learning, but I didn't find any internships positions. So now I used my time and I came here. The question was, what mistakes do we make as entrepreneurs? And I think the most important one, I have ideas, which would be in the idea generation phase. So I'm not going to delve too much into that. So I see myself as an entrepreneur because I have the idea, but I didn't physically actually start doing anything. But I think the most important part that we as young people make is the fact that we do not research enough about the field, the sector, the department, wherever you want to go into. For example, research about the financial requirements, like Mona Lisa said, research about what do you actually need to just start. So for example, there are certain fields where you need a whole team of directors before you can actually start the company. I think construction is one of them. So for me, the most important part is just research. And then the uncle said, or the man said rather, that all of the red tapes you need to, all of these small things that you need to actually physically pay for your company to continue trading, running, all of these things. So from my point, the most important part that I think us as young entrepreneurs make is not doing enough research, and then also not keeping up with the times, and then having a consistent mentor or someone that can encourage you and just teach you the ropes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other hand? I'm sorry. He's had his hand up for such a long time now. Shame.
Thank you so much. My name is Tabiso Sikonyela. I was presenting yesterday. Our business is Only Friends Entertainment. So I actually wanted to answer the first question that was raised about why is it that all these events are always not pegged, right? So my answer to that would be that I'll be very honest, right? So this kind of events, it's not like they are not out there. Like they are posted on Newsflash. The university does communicate, but the problem is that to the youth, they are not very attractive, right? So if CPUT is hosting a bash tomorrow, it will only take one post for everyone to share it, right? But these kinds of events, no one shares it. I'm here today, I've posted on my WhatsApp, my TikToks that I'm here. No one has actually commented, Guti, where's the venue, what is going on? No one is interested, right? So, with the inception of our business, which is Only Friends Entertainment, we actually were tackling that very same problem because we knew that actually when we started, we went to the BIC in Cape Town, we went to Prof. Darko. So he actually curated like our, actually not curated, but like he, he actually directed us in a direction that he said, with our business, because our business was to do events. So he actually put something in us where he said that, how about you educate people through entertainment, right? So this very problem, which is not just here in this room, it's all over South Africa, everywhere in South Africa, it's this problem that the youth is not interested in this kind of events. So our business is tackling that problem right now. We have a way of pulling students into places, right? So with that, I feel like it's just a matter of giving.
Collaboration.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you so
You
much.
see, you're very strategic. You didn't want to answer my question. You just wanted to pitch. I see you. We have a lady down here, and then yeah, that's it, guys, for now.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Disclaimer, I am not with the EFF and I don't work for Absa. My name is Busiswa Luchaba. I'm a strategic networker and writer. Of course, I've been an entrepreneur for almost a decade now. And one thing I want to share with the entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs in the room is that do not be modest when it comes to money, because passion doesn't feed your business. So develop a model where you know while you're seeking for funding, you have cash injection. So if you have a main offering, I'll make an example, with construction, right? You have to develop something that your audience can afford. If you are a graphic designer, for example, have something that can be offered for a mere fee, even if it's 100 rand, so that you are able to maintain a cash positive business, and in closing, have the money conversations early on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we can have two people from the panel. Just quickly, one sentence. Even you, I'm being strict now. Just a sentence around what are the mistakes, the common mistakes that you see entrepreneurs doing?
So I think one is, which is very important, is when a business owner is detached from their business. We had one customer that actually was supplying Pick and Pay with bread. I think it was these healthy type of bread and stuff like that. So he was looking for funding, only to find out that his accountant actually has not been paying any of his returns, and he owed SARS a lot of money. And every time when you used to call him and we, ask him about his financials, please explain what is going on here. No, speak to my accountant. No, speak to my accountant. As a business owner, even though you are not the expert, you might get to a point where you grow and you can afford people who are experts in certain things that can work for you, but never take your foot off the pedal. Don't walk away and let those people do what they want to do in your business. You must know your business. You must know it from start to end. You must know it like the back of your hand, and always have your hand in there. So that is why I'm saying that when you then equip yourself, it means that no one can come in and tell you, I almost said something I shouldn't say, but they're not going to come and just tell you nonsense. You will be able to say, no, you are playing around with me. So just do that. The other thing is that this funny thing that accountants do when they come to you and say, because remember, a business will pays on profit, SARS. So then they teach you these skills of how to not declare profit so that you don't pay SARS. I had one client where they had donations. Every time there's always this huge expense of donations, and you say, okay, fine, the donations is actually so that they can actually declare a loss and not pay SARS. The challenge is this, is that same financials, you have to go to the bank and look for funding, and we don't fund insolvent businesses because those losses accumulate, your equity is on a minus, so you are technically insolvent, and it's a credit policy. We cannot, banks, no bank will fund an insolvent business. So if you've got an accountant or bookkeeper that's teaching you to be insolvent so that you can avoid SARS, you are actually shooting yourself in the foot. So that's why I'm saying that those are the two things I just want to mention right now.
Thank you so much, Mona Lisa. You guys are so clever, guys. And think you're you know? Yeah.
Okay, from my side, from the CETA side, is that if you apply for funding, you need to actually have a business. Not an idea? No, we don't invest in ideas, we invest in business. If you sell products, you sell water, you sell, your soaps, you must have an actual business. So, and also you need to be compliant. So before even we can give you the funding, and we have to go and see your business. We call it a monitoring, because we have to go and do a site visit. Where is your business? If you are a hairdresser, it's at home, you need to give us proof that you have a business at your home. This is your business. So most of the time we find out that even as entrepreneurs, you apply. You will apply through the system, the channels. But then when we go back and vet you, we need to see a business. As I said earlier on to some of you guys, that there has to be a business, not just an idea that, no, I'm thinking of doing this, I need funding. You must have the actual business. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you. I think in closing, yes.
Guys, please, you are now it's 2024. There are free courses just to upskill yourself. Internet is free. Most of you are millennials, Gen Z. Yes, you don't know life without internet. It's not for TikTok only. I'm not saying don't TikTok, but there are free courses on YouTube. Any topic you want to learn, you go on YouTube, you can actually learn about it. So there's no reason, please.
Thank you so much. In closing, right, we spoke a little bit around, are we doing enough? Should they be doing enough as well? But what happens now? Where should they go to? I like to be very practical, right, so that they know the next steps from here. You mentioned the center. Where is that center? What website should they go into? Like, that's just very practical for them to note down right now, so that they go after and, they work on those things. All the information's on the table outside. Did you hear that? Yes. So you guys can go and get all the information outside. We have the Absa tables, we have WRCTA, we have Andy Swa. Yeah. And then we have Tabang, who will also give you more information, right? I just want to thank my panel for being such a great panel. And I think you guys will have been making notes. Let's hope that you'll actually apply yourselves, right? In terms of the panel side, just think around and ponder around how can we continue doing more to access, the entrepreneurs. And on your end, how do I meet them halfway? I need to do my part as well, right? Like, there's no one that's going to give you money when you're just sleeping at home, right? Thank you so much, but I'm not done with you guys. Thank you to my panel. Okay, cool. Who can give me the 5 C's of credit? 1. 5. No, 5 C's of credit. Okay, she raised her hand. Guys, you don't get anything if you shout out answers. You're just helping someone else. I come bearing gifts. This is not group work. Okay, go ahead. You don't get anything for... Yes. Yes. Yes, give her. Okay, cool. What's the name of the center where the stuff happens here at CPUT? He raised his hand. Yeah, oh no, he really. Say it loud. You know, say it with your chest.
Incubation Center at District 6.
No. Say the full name. Because everyone here needs to know. I need you guys to go and know where you're going. He can go. Okay, what does it mean? Where? Okay. Business Information Center. Guys, were you not listening? That's, let him go, and then you, sir, if he doesn't get it right. Just say it. You can just say it. No. The last one. If you guys don't get it, it's a lucky day. Yes! Business Innovation and Incubation Center. When is the market day happening? That's not, you don't get anything. 30th of September. Did you see? He stole your answer. That should teach you something. Maybe around intellectual property. Don't just, share ideas around. Okay, cool. Last one, eh? How many do we have? Okay, second last one. What was the gentleman's name that was here? Here. Life is not fair, guys.
His name is Tawan.
Yeah, she gets a point. What other forms of funding are there besides grants? There. Yes. Are you guys learning? Okay, that's all, guys. I'll end there because, wow, it's a lot. But I was just saying that so that you guys are aware, right? You know there's a market day on the 30th of September. You need to be at the market day. There's different avenues for funding, partnerships involved. And here, this is your network right here, right? Someone, you can go outside and reach out to the panelists that were here today. Maybe if you go there first, you might win yourself something, right? Thank you so much. I know everyone is waiting to hear about who won the pitch yesterday. Just don't worry. We'll tell you guys about that as well soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the colleagues. Thank you to the panel. I think I'm trying to catch up with time as well. We'll have our next speaker, Portia Sotrikwa. Then after her, we'll announce the results from yesterday's engagements. Where is Portia?
Hi, sorry, everybody. She had to leave an emergency that she had, but she would have been speaking about student banking. We've got the entrepreneurs and we've got the student banking. So the guys are outside, as Antiswa has mentioned. They are outside to speak to you about that. And then also just from my side, I wanted to mention that everything is a lot of information that you've received today, a massive load. There's business cards that you can get outside. If there's questions afterwards, please do take that and then pose those questions. Maybe sometimes you don't want to ask it in this forum. You can ask there. We're here to support you. We want to build relationships with you and to walk the road with you. So I wish you all of the best. You guys were absolutely stunning. It was such a warm and fuzzy feeling. We normally do this, but this was different. This is home. I was by the Bush University next door, man. But we were brother and sister who's now next to one another, CPUT and UWC. So I know when I walked in here, it reminded me of the times when we were walking here. So this is home. So thank you once again from Absa's side for your participation, and we indeed looking forward to hear of you more if you need to start banking. That is it. Last thing I want to say, really, really last thing. My team always say, it's always the last thing that I need to say, and the last thing, so okay, this is last. Open a bank account, get a track record. It's your decision where you want to go. But open it. Whether you put your money in and take it out again, doesn't matter. The system, the bank systems, recognizes that there is activity. That is my advice to you today. Start, whether it is 50 Rand that you put in a month or whatever, you're starting a track record. All of the best to all of you, and maybe sometime or the other, then we'll see you in the media. These big business guys and females. Oh yes, Gogo. There is Gogo still here? Oh, we have a focus on women entrepreneurs as well, not only youth, and specifically BEE. So we can definitely look at things like that also for the informal businesses, and that we want to formalize. Definitely youth and women. We have got a great focus on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think one question from me, Chantal. Let's say one or two or three of them have existing bank accounts with other banks, but they are keen to move to Absa. They take their money and then they move it to Absa Business Banking. What happens to their track record? Because it's a new business account with Absa.
Thank you for that question. That is, your history will never go away. So when you move to Absa, yes, you start all over again, building that track record. However, if there is where you're going to require lending from the bank, and yes, that list is long, but I want to say again, if you're banking with Absa or banking with that specific bank, that list will reduce. However, coming back to the fact, moving from one bank to another bank, if you want lending from the new bank, they will ask for bank statements from the previous bank, and that is what we pull over. So your history will never, never go away. It will always be there. Thank you.
Linda, where is Linda? Linda Hassig, come through, my guy. This is your moment. This is your moment. Yesterday was hectic. People were pitching yesterday. I'm sure you could see the frustration from the judges' faces. But I do want to say that, look, yesterday we got very interesting businesses that were pitched, and it's unfortunate that we had to select 5, but you guys are offering an opportunity for those who did not come up on the top 5 to actually benefit and see how you can assist in those businesses. So, colleagues, I will now hand over to Linda. Linda is going to give us feedback in terms of which businesses or which pitches, for the judges was well presented, and what it is that you guys need to, focus on going forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. It's not my moment, by the way. Just like to correct that. It's I should take it. They are giving me a moment, force. Ow. But it's the moment of those ones. I know some were writing yesterday, but they were able to come through and pitch the business ideas, and that's commendable. May you please just give yourselves a round of applause. Igama lami, for those who don't know me, Linda Asi. I'm the Chief Innovation Officer at the Young African Entrepreneurs Institute. And then, as my brother rightfully said, yesterday it was, we got to see different businesses that were pitched some interesting stuff that you guys are doing. Can I just by raising a hand, who pitched? Who was there yesterday? Who pitched? I'm not seeing a lot of you guys. Okay, no problem. My job here is very simple. I know, hey, yeah, it's cold here, so we need to go. So it's fine. I would like Nomthandazo to join me on the stage, and then I would like Ole. Is Ole here? Yes. Please join me on the stage for a handover. And the person that's going to be supporting you from advisory, Ms. Kentan, you've been on the stage for so much time. You love it. Come again. And then, yeah, so we are about to do the announcements now. So yeah, when your name is called, Kalbizi Gamalako, Sabel. But anyway, you'll be coming this way, and then get your gifts, and then we'll do a nice picture. But don't go away. Just stand there so that we can take a full-on picture. Just give me a second. The camera person must. Oh, we can't see you. Yeah. All right. And lastly, I'd like us to also just welcome Uvuyo on the stage for the handover. Come on. All right. And then, for those that want to connect with us, you can connect with us here. You can take a screenshot and follow us on pages. But there's a specific WhatsApp group for Western Cape for the programs that we're going to be running. And of course, if you want to reach out, if you want to be supported. My brother also mentioned that some will be, of course, enrolled in the skills program in a few weeks to come. So just join the WhatsApp group for updates. You can scan the QR code. I'll just give you about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Are you fine? No, you're still capturing. Don't be captured. Oh, capture don't be captured. Capture this thing. Yeah, come on. Don't be fighting Android users. Come on. It's not fair. It's not. Yeah. Yeah. If it's not popping up, meaning that you need to upgrade. Yeah, but we can do it afterwards. And then do we have a business segment manager here? Yes. Yeah. What's her name? Chantel. And lastly, Miss Chantel, please come to the stage, please. Yes. Please come to the stage. Yes. Thank you. All right, can I have a drum roll, please? Okay, well, yes. Sure. And there's no particular order here. There's no number 1, number 2, number 3. You want to dance? Okay, nice. Can I have Tisetso Madisha from Lamb? Where's Tisetso? Is Tisetso here? Yeah, no. Hey, you're full of jokes, my guy. Please. All right, we'll move on. Who knows Tisetso Madisha? He came alone. It's from UWC. Oh, it's probably writing. Okay, no problem. I had it's exams now. All right. Without wasting time, can I have Siphokuhle Ngcotshana? Eh? Oh, she's making the bricks, ne? Oh, these are entrepreneurs, but anyway. Can I have William Ntsipane? Please face the camera. Please face the camera there. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, jumper. Oh, nice. Hey, this guy is very flexible, eh? Jumping all around, you know. And can I have Ubulelani Njobe from Oracle Green? Yes. Sure. Thanks, man. No, man. Let's face the camera with a smile. Yes. Thank you. And then, last but not least, can we have Umorel Ndlovu? Hey, my guy. Don't fall now. Great here now. Thank you.
I know them.
Please face the camera. All right, I would like to call everyone that won to come back to the stage. Don't go. Come back to the stage so we can take a group photo. Thank you. Ladies, can we do, ladies? I'm not happy. Where are the ladies? Oh, the one's making bricks. Oh, I almost fought someone now. MC, over to you. What? Oh. Yeah. What do you mean? So please save this number, ne? Is your speed thing your dial up? So it's gonna be 073 095 7508. So that's 073 095 7508. Yeah, and then yeah. You can text that number. If you have to upgrade your phone, meaning you can't get this thing. To the MC, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, colleagues. Well done to the guys that that presented yesterday, and their ideas were found to be workable with by the judges. In fact, all ideas are workable. Of course, with a bit of more work into your idea. And I think the first step is the fact that you came and you pitched. I think that's the most important step. It goes to show that you are confident in your idea. Yeah, so congratulations to the top 5. My job now is basically to close. I just want to say thank you to you guys. Give you guys a good round of applause for coming in and staying up until we finish. Thank you so much to the stakeholders. Thank you, Absa, for staying until the end. Thank you, WNR CETA, the colleagues from CPUT, and most importantly, without Yaei, this would not, I don't think this would have been possible. So thank you so much, guys, and I don't want to encourage that you continue doing this work. I know there's a lot of guys out there who have got brilliant business ideas, and I'm sure the next time you come and you give this kind of an opportunity, the same people that pitched will have fine-tuned their skills, and their businesses would be somewhere better, and will have different winners. By the powers vested in me by the institution, I bring this to a close. Thank you very much.